Hello there, greetings. Wasn't planning on being on this right today, but I can't seem to get anything else to work. I was going to do a live stream on my other system, but it is a no-go, as I can tell. That's right, there's a chat room somewhere here. I have to find it, of course. Hopefully this works out all right. Oh, good, nobody's there. That's what I was hoping for. I just see that. Anyway, greetings everyone. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing Hangouts. I'm going to retire. Zoom. I have a new setup here, and it's not going. It doesn't seem like Wirecast isn't working. And OBS. This is all technical stuff. OBS. It's another streaming service not working either. I can't go through websites and stuff, so I can't use that either. So all I got is Hangouts right now. So that's the only thing I can get to work. I'm not going to be using Zoom anymore. I'm going to put that in retirement. I'm going to use it for private sessions, and that's about it. It's just not a good idea to use. Zoom is not. The interface is not very good, so I played with it enough, and I can't take it anymore. So as for tonight, I know it's like late. It's like 11 o'clock tonight. It took forever to get everything. Oh, all systems go. I'm running out of jet fuel to do anything. It's just it's been a long. I was going to do questions, at least those are submitted through the site. I don't even have enough energy to even do this. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, okay, whatever your name is. Okay, Google. How are you doing today?
I feel ready to help. Anything I can do for you?
That's right. I lowered her voice because she gets loud. Okay, Google, raise volume to 6.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Raise volume to 6. Okay, Google. Raise volume 6. I forget what the command is. That's a little bit too loud. Okay, Google. Half that. Half volume. I forget the command.
My apologies. I don't understand.
Yeah, you're too loud. Okay, Google. Lower volume to 6. Okay, that works. Okay, Google. How are you doing today?
I feel ready to help. What can I do for you?
Gosh, she sounds like she smokes crack. Okay.
My apologies. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Actually, you know, let's see here. I picked up. See where this flies of like trees in outer space. I know that sounds a little bit bizarre. What I got is not a full. I was going to call this the Tree People video, trees in space. But after all these little technical issues I've been having, it's not called that. I might change that afterwards. So after this, but trees in space. What I got from that is elementals, tree elves in space, and that's about it. It's 11 o'clock and the birds are chirping. As for where that goes, we'll find out. So it's like a little preview of what's to come. I don't see why not. I believe, yeah, I guess I'm getting a vibration that, of course, nature travels. There's different beings that can, you can say, cultivate worlds like ours to bring nature about. They're at least involved with it to some degree. I mean, we're all interconnected to nature as it is, so that would connect to the trees. How about that? I don't think that really was all that important as for trees in space, but I got that, and I don't know what to go. I didn't know where to go. I'm not getting a whole lot from that either. Not to say it's not important, but yeah, well, if trees, trees in space, if that comes to, I know that sounds weird, but if it come, uh, if it comes to, you might go further with it. Obviously, it's connected to the elementals. There's a lot more to it. I know a lot of videos on the YouTube syndicate talk about the cabal, blah blah blah, and that's great and everything. But there is another side of everything, of course, and it has a lot to do with like rainbow energies. I don't see them talking about that very often. Of course, I don't really pay attention to that either, but I doubt it's anything on their mind. And also, elementals, trees creating. I imagine they can make it out of nothing, something around those lines. As for us connecting to that, well, it's not that important right now. I just put that out there. See, it's having kind of a reckless day to some degree. I'm on Google Hangouts, the last place I was going to be broadcasting on. So, either way, we'll make it all work. As for where this is going, we'll find out. Yeah, that's all I got. I actually even got a download. I didn't get any. I got something like connecting to me about that, about elementals in space, but I didn't get a whole lot of details on it. Not that's not important. So, okay, just to recap, yeah, webinars are going to be out on Google Plus again, and also chat room. We're just going to do on Google. Did I say Google Plus? Whatever this is, it's going to be on this. Yeah, because Zoom is not. Zoom it's got problems. So it's got it's got good features. You take good stuff of Zoom and the good stuff of this and put them together. I even contacted Google. Of course, they said we don't support any of this. We can't. They took my information anyway, but Google makes 0 sense. I don't know how they're going to take over the world. That thing doesn't work very well, and this thing is kind of half baked. So good luck with that. Good luck with their whatever they call it, the Skynet thing. Good luck with that. Yeah, they have their old Terminator robots breaking down every 5 minutes. Yeah, I like to see that. That's not gonna happen. Now in our lifetime, I wouldn't put any worry into that. The way the world's going right now. So okay, okay. Those are new here. There is, I believe, some people are finding me on VidMe. Well, I haven't uploaded anything to that. I haven't really posted it. I haven't really advertised it here all that much. It's only so many places I can connect with. It's only so much time in a day. So there's new people here, and thank you for joining us. This is the weird part of YouTube, and we try to explore that as much as possible. I was going to start doing giveaways, but then I saw YouTube's policies and everything. It's like, okay, they make this way more complicated than it needs to be. So I guess we're not going to be doing that. I'll find something else, but geez, they're just too much red tape there. Jeez, I did one earlier, like last year, but I found like stones and stuff. I can do metaphysics stuff now. Last time wasn't metaphysics, just a bunch of junk basically. But I was going to do metaphysics, like stones. I was going to send you some stones basically, but no, it's just, especially the way YouTube's going right now, which isn't it's not going well. The ad boycott. If anybody's making money off of ads, you probably make more money at McDonald's right now, because my ad revenue dropped from like 80%, and I don't make anything as it is. That's bad. So I can't. Yeah. So making millions of subscribers, yeah, they're probably not making a whole lot right now. That's for sure. So hopefully the audio is working. Oops. Okay, if you're new here, this is ivanteller.com. We have private sessions available, and you can submit questions. It's $5, and it takes 1 to 10 days. I was going to answer some questions tonight, but the way things are going right now, most likely I'll be catching up tomorrow and Sunday. Even for emails, I'll be trying to catch up with people in their emails. I'll go into that in a second. There's private sessions. If you're wondering how this works, this is the calendar section right here. So all this is the calendar area. We also have gift cards. And there's other ways of connecting. And everything is audio, video recorded. I finally figured out how to get Skype to work for recording. Of course, a lot of that's down right now, but it'll be back up tomorrow or sometime. This is Spirit Social. This is basically it's for vendors and me, of course. There's Ivan Teller's services, submit a question. So if the other site doesn't work, you can always use this one. And also we have the other spiritual connections. One day with a day, the soul painting, and that's not by a day, and chakra healing, balancing by a day. So, and we have t-shirts here. That's a work in progress. And also, a big announcement. Oh yeah, I wanted to go back to for joining a webinar. We have a new system here. Before I forget, you can schedule for one month, or you can do it just go into the reoccurring. So you get charged for this month, and then you can always cancel. It has a cancellation. I'll go into that another day, and there's also another method if this one does not work for you. The other one is PayPal. For the 1 month, this one is PayPal, and the reoccurring is only through Stripe right now. And of course, the old system, people are having issues when they log in. They're showing that their site's not it is charging monthly. It's just it shows that they have no membership. Is because the guy that's running it doesn't know what he's doing. And I emailed him and I asked him questions, and he doesn't return my emails anymore. So that is the new system. That's the old system, so that's why I have this new system here. But everything is going through PayPal and Stripe, so everything's reoccurring, so no worries on accounts stopping. That's not going to happen. It has to be turned off through PayPal or Stripe. I know that's kind of technical stuff that doesn't make any sense, but either way. And this is a new, improved social network that's in works. Today, I was going through, it's time to get away from Ning, so I got away from Ning. I found this other platform. So the Ning one is down, so I'll be sending emails out to anybody can join. It should be in the links down below. And how to get in there is you go, what's new? And right here, what's new, you can drag images to it, which you cannot do with the other one. And you can post links or whatever you like. There's whoever you're following. You'll see the updates from people you follow. Here are the members. I'm there twice. So this is a nice setup. It's very clean. There's the Facebook people. That's the nice thing about GIFs. They show up really big. So this is pretty up to date. It is like Twitter-like. In some way, that's another GIF. So this is a pretty clean, Ning. Who knows if they'll ever get their act together. So yeah, apologies for those that had this. Not like anybody was really using the other one anyway. So those accounts are gone. So feel free to create an account here and let's see, log out. Create an account. You can log in using Facebook, or you can just use your email and password. You don't have to fill all this in unless you want to. You can fill this out later, but I don't believe there's another. You have to do this. They won't cut this stuff off. So it has to have the email password area at rest, so you don't have to fill in right now. There's no other way of cutting this all out until you log in. There's no way of doing that. So if you want to fill this stuff out, it's fine. And you can always change anything once you're logged in. With Facebook, that's probably the easiest. You just log into Facebook, and you have to go through a couple of steps. But other than that, this is just the site works pretty good. It's super basic, as you can tell. But just transferred over to it today. So it's a work in progress. So that was pretty cool. That's a nice. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with that. So that one's pretty useful. So, all right, I have to go through my little shindig there. For those that are not, those that are new to all of this, basically you're connecting to everything. Basically, like working through your third eye or through your senses. It's like we're all told, it's your imagination. It's not. You're just. If you feel like you're being watched, it's like, well, we are being watched. It's just how you're being watched is another story. You're being observed. If you feel like you have Zetas around you or Arcturians around you, most likely you do. If you feel like they have the MIB around you too, you probably do too, but I won't put any paranoia into that. Are we all being watched? Yeah, it all depends. It's all different for everybody. If you don't want to jump across the line, you'll be fine, but of course they know everything that we do. So it's like Area 51. It's like it's all a desert. I don't think they don't know you're coming. So along with all this, they are very. I mean, I wouldn't put any worry into it, but yeah, there's no privacy really. Not really. So, I mean, it's the way it is. As for where we're going, so you open up to the spirit world, the alien world, see if they have a message for us today. Yeah, a lot of technologies are being manipulated at this time to lower our vibrations. Yeah, I've already been doing that already. To keep us off track. Say like you're disconnecting from, like you don't know where you're going, basically. There's always nature around. A nature park or ocean or a lake or somewhere you can go to relax the frustrations and recharge. That's what it's there for. It's also like yoga, any type of form of spiritual connection. Yoga is actually a spiritual, it's like you're reconnecting to the cosmic energies. Let's see, one moment. And the elemental energies do seem like they're going to strengthen their stay here, meaning they're strengthen their knowledge with us. That's interesting. A lot of them elemental energies are within our governments, which is kind of spooky. For positive, of course, and sometimes negative. Interesting enough, yeah, there's agendas going on. There's many agendas going on. It's not just the cabal. There's many agenda after agenda. It's crisscrossing with agendas that are happening, it seems to be. Let's see, how does that... Obviously, what we're seeing is our perception of it. The third density involvement, but there's a lot that we're not seeing. It's on a spiritual level. That's totally different than what we are seeing, such as, I guess we're going all over the place. I don't know where I'm going with any of these. I usually just can open up and connect. So here we go. Such as what happened to, interesting, with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. That was a lot of half-ass shit. That wasn't what was going on the surface. There was a lot of cabal energies, I believe, like you can call like a, I would call it like an orgy, but some kind of behind the scenes. It was like they're almost like they're sacrificing him to everybody. I mean, they knew that was going to pop out eventually. They're not stupid. They don't care. It's another thing to to add that type of weight to Bill Clinton. It's like, we can do much worse to you, basically. I don't believe he actually made him. I think they're just setting an example with him, from what I'm feeling. A lot of presidents get away with this stuff all the time, like with Kennedy, but it does leak out here and there. Don't think they didn't know that was coming up. They knew exactly what was happening. Such as Snowden, that was no surprise. Maybe to us, but not to them. Those that run the show, basically. It seemed like what happened to Bill Clinton was, it was to wake him up and also others up also, because a lot of them are doing that stuff and a lot more worse. That's nothing compared to what the other people in Congress are doing. But they're also saying that a lot of what happens in the government system, there's a lot of elemental energies that are, meaning it's like we're trying to free the earth from this, from what's going on, the human entanglement. And now I'm like fast forward to right now, basically. Basically, it's untangling humans to find a way for humans to realize what's going on in a way where humans can accept it. So you can say we're going to modern disclosure. We're just sort of finding our way towards it. But it has to be in a way where it's attractive for humans to not be afraid of it. But it does seem like we're going more into disclosure. It's going to be a while. But not just alien disclosure, but just life disclosure, basically. They're always building up towards it. I mean, they're always building. The Elohim, other beings out here, they're always doing their magic here to set humanity free. It's been going on for a long time. Of course, it does seem in some ways it's increasing a little bit. You can say they're like they're preparing for us to know more, such as seeing ships in the sky. Now they've already seen this. Now a lot of this stuff, like I watched some of the Corey Good, a little bit of that about how ships are seen over the White House and things of that sort. It does seem like we're going to go back into that, but not yet. Ever so slightly, they're easing us into it, but in a way where we're not afraid of it. So that's the thing. It takes, because they can turn on, at least they can flip a switch and here, look, your friends are here. They can't do that because of politics. The cabal is doing their nonsense, whatever it is. I've said this before. I'll say it again about the secret space program. It does seem like a lot of it's going to be going. It's going to find itself. I mean, it's going into commercial. It's going into the commercial industry. They're leaking it into the commercial industry very slightly. They're not going to let you know, hey, look, we've been on the moon for like forever. They're not going to do that. But it does seem like they're finding ways into it. Boeing and they're leaking themselves into it so they can be a part of it. But obviously, it's still going to be a secret space program. That this is a way in the future. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But it does seem like, I mean, I believe this has come through here and there, but not like that. It does seem like something has changed with that. It does seem like they're going to sneak it in. They're going to like new technologies, and I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I guess in the past they're going to buy companies and things of that sort, but whatever. This is going to be a ways in the future. It does seem like robotics is getting a little bit more, or it's going to become more in our face, but it's still going to be very primitive compared to where it can go. And a lot of that is actually the Archon energy is involved with it, but I won't put any worries into that. I mean, see how Google can't even run these things that well, and Apple can't get it straight, so I won't worry about any takeover. But it does seem like, and this is pretty obvious, they're turning humans into robots already. We kind of already are. It's just like we're already a drone society. We are the drones, product of companies. So we are. It practically is. It's how free are we? Not what is. I mean, if we look at it, we're more like a robotic society. How free are we? Not very free at all. So as you tap into more of what's going on in the universe of what I got. What I've been getting recently is some resistance from those that are not ready for this. I've been feeling resistance recently. For those that are just not ready to go further, to see what's those that are ready for all this, you're all okay. But those that are not, they call us all crazy, whatever they're going to label us, whatever they're going to do. Um, they're just not ready to see this stuff. Obviously, but I've been feeling more pressure from them recently. Normally, don't feel something like that. It all has to do with belief system, and if you're willing to let go of it, you know, everything goes basically. No harm into anyone. It does seem like ISIS, like I said, this is everywhere. ISIS is being obviously used against. ISIS is the boogeyman, obviously. And it does seem like when certain, imagine people were to pick up on this, when certain levels of, they know when they can get us. So they're bringing out these, attacks. Like 9/11, not necessarily like that, but they choose their dates. It has a spiritual reason for it. Those ISIS aren't aware of that, but it's done in the programming. Basically, just visualize if you want, like ISIS, and you can see mostly reptilians are around them, playing them like a harp, basically. Just playing, and and that's just not just them. There are others involved, but we'll just go with them for right now. There's the more you get into the other beings, like or just call it the cabal, extraterrestrial unit, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of late right now, so having come up with names is not going to happen. When you look at it, basically what I'm getting at, you look at it from a fourth density point of view. Okay, we have us, and then you have beings that you cannot see, standing around us, giving us ideas, watching us, giving us ideas. The reason I'm going with ICE is to give you just they're being played. Of course, we are also, but we're easier to. They're easy, but so are we. It's like they set an emotion, and we just sort of just do the robot thing. You don't have to watch us all the time. They program us. We do what we're told, basically. They don't have to worry about us until you start waking up. Then they get pissed. Then they get like, okay, what's this shit? It's like, now you're trying to connect to us. What's that crap? Trying to connect to our energy and see what's on our minds. That's not cool. So that's when you start getting backlash, and everybody thinks you're nuts. So it's just like when you go to your your mat. Like, what do you feel? Like, I feel a lot of Arcturians around recently for healing purposes. Obviously, they do see your future before you see it. They see maybe a couple of days. I'm not sure how far they're allowed to see. Obviously, your guides see a lot more, but they're not going to tell you everything. And also, imagine what your spirit guides see. They see, jeez, too much. They see too much. They see everything. Of course, the angels also. They see every good thing, every bad thing. It's just a lot of stuff. It's just obviously at their density they can handle all of it, but still, it's like it's a lot of. It's heavy. Imagine you can go on the other side. You can go to a place where you don't have to see what happens here. I imagine. I'm just like, I don't want to see what they're doing over there. It's just too much. But as you raise your vibration, obviously become more aware of who's around, basically. Now it doesn't have to be all up all the time. You just become more aware. I don't know. You just get more sensitive. It takes time. When I went to Miami to go to what was it? I forgot the name of it. It was Miami for, it's been a while. A homestead where they put a Coral Castle. And I stopped in That's the first trip I've had. Like, never, I've heard about Coral Castle, and be able to go there is pretty exciting. Before I got there, I went to Naples to get something to eat. I went to like an outdoor mall, and I felt a reptilian. Yeah, I'm not going after reptilians, but I felt that, and it just like he did not want to be there at all. He was just super pissed. So it's like everybody here is doing what we're telling them to do. Now you show up. Like that's not what we want. You know what I mean? It's like everyone's doing what we're telling them to do. It's like what you would see in a movie. It's the same thing. It's like they're already telling us this stuff in movies. It's like when you start realizing when you step out of the matrix, and of course I wasn't really in the matrix, but when you step out, and you see this stuff, you tell people this stuff's going on, and they just call you crazy. Oh, you're just making it all up. It's not making nothing up. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't very tall reptilian, like, 5-6 feet tall, maybe 5 foot tall. It was just mad to see me there, and I can feel him moving around too. It just because his rage was enough. So most of them don't have that. Most of them aren't mad all the time. They're just very quiet. It's just amazing how they're not seen. It blows them. I didn't see them. I just felt them. I felt them moving around, and so you have it was kind of like a ritzy little area. So you have your little ritzy people doing their ritzy things. And you have beings running around there, knowing exactly what's, keeping us in par. You know what I mean? So basically, why I'm mentioning all of this, as you get more used to the higher energies, you start, as you just get used to all of this, you just start to sense stuff around you. That doesn't mean you have to sense stuff all the time. Keep yourself open, drive yourself crazy. But every once in a while, something might pop in. Of course, that's probably never been happening. But you just become more, well, obviously we're not alone. Obviously they're here. But getting that thought out, it's like they're here. You can't see them, but they're here. Does anybody care? Probably not, because they want to see them. But if they see them, they're going to go home and cry. Get their guns or whatever. They can't handle it. I mean, the stuff that's here, I see probably as much as anybody else. Not a whole lot. But it's something out of a movie, basically. It's awesome too. A lot of people don't want to see reptilians. Some of us do. All that crazy ass shit. And there's a lot of good there, of course. There's a lot of, and the good ones are weird looking. Just imagine whatever you're imagining is real. It's not your imagination. You're just downloading it. And if you did create it, you will know it. I don't believe much of it. Some of it might be. It's like when you're inventing, like you're drawing, or that's kind of, some of that's downloading, some of it isn't. So for like let's go like George Lucas' Star Wars. There's different versions of that. Like Corey Goodith, I was listening to the thing. It was quite interesting. Like there was some alien beings that are very similar to the dark side. Of course, they were saying that Hitler was a puppet. Yeah, it was a puppet. I guess they all are, but still, he's not exactly a saint either. To be in that position is still not, obviously the ones that are pulling the strings can be a lot worse, but still, when you're in that position of Hitler, that's still not a good spot. It's still not a good place. I mean, you might not be the full mastermind of it all, but still. I mean, if you have concentration camps and you're the one they're pointing at for being responsible of it, part of it, it's still pretty. Anyway, that had to do with that Corey Good thing. But anyway, with Star Wars, I don't believe Lucas was aware of what he was fully downloading and just creating it. Obviously, there's not much on story, as you can tell from the prequels, but even there, those had, like the Star Wars prequels didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it was just downloading all this stuff. And so a lot of these movies don't make a bit of sense, and they're not really supposed to. It's just to tell us about ourselves. Some are, some aren't. Some are just great, but right now we're in an awakening period, so we're just downloading all this crazy stuff. Like the Star Wars prequels, I believe, had a lot more messages in than the original. There's a lot of stuff like cryptic, a lot of cryptic information there. The movies might have been horrific, but it was all downloaded for a reason. People wanted this stuff. They're reopening themselves up. And so they look at these characters, whatever it is, and say, no wonder he wrote that. So the Star Wars prequels are like a mess basically. But when you start awakening, you'll see certain characters that's like, wait a minute, I was that character. I knew somebody with an elephant with 5 arms or whatever it is. So it all has its purpose. Okay, some stuff maybe it does not work. I believe it was like a 1950s type of cafe there, but even that, like an alien cafe that was 1950s, even that I believe is a real. Yeah, it's all from somewhere. Because I connect to like John F. Kennedy's time is somewhere on another planet and another reality, obviously, and they're studying the 1960s. Aliens are, and that goes for any other time period, but 60s, 1960s, around the world. I don't think it's just America. Is John Kennedy's time. It's just some crucial. I feel a lot of study is going on, and other realities for that. Why? I don't know. There's many reasons for it. Oh yeah, you can say it's the beginning of the awakening process. It's the start of it. Many that were born during that time are now talking about aliens and stuff like that. So that makes a lot of sense. A lot of them are born from that time, so that makes sense. So there's a lot more to it than that, of course, but it's part of. Obviously, you said things take time. So, like right now, we're talking about this and being called crazy. 10, maybe 50 years, 100 years from now, not anymore. So, or maybe 200 years, whatever. It's like a slow burn. It's like even David Icke, when he was starting out for a long time, he was seen as, it took a long time for him to pick up. So, even if his message isn't exactly the best, it's still waking people up. So, has its purpose. So, it might not take you anywhere, but you never know, it might. It might introduce you to somebody new, so it all has a purpose. So, whatever. And not everybody has all the answers, of course not. So, for his purpose, that seems to be right. If you call him a sellout or wherever it is. Either way, the message is still going out there. However you want to look at it. There are others in the alien community that they recall it sold. I'm not going to mention names. I imagine someone can pick that up on their own. But they still have their purpose. So, I don't believe Project Camelot is, no. I don't think so. It is of a darker tone, but it's more journalism, so journalism doesn't necessarily only have a darker tone to it, but it does have a positive turn. It's exploring, basically. It's just finding, it's uncovering and helping people awaken. As for answers, I don't know. It's up to you. It's like putting pieces of a puzzle basically together. But I believe that as you absorb all this, the more you feel like, I understand everybody's doing this individually, and you just know there's more going on here. It's. I've mentioned this before, probably somewhere, but while we're asleep, the human experience. Can you imagine like an insectoid incarnate as a human and try to figure all this out? It's like, I believe that we're not always, most of the time, you have a human experience before you come here. I don't think that's always the case. Some kids have autism, some of that's hybrid, some of that is beings that have not been human before. So they come in as autism or whatever it is. And so, in those, they can't really function anyway, really, but they're part of the human experience. So I believe that has a lot to do with it too. It's like, it's a lot of stuff we're not, we're humanizing everything, but you unhumanize it. It takes time. It's easy for other beings to. I'm not sure if they criticize this. I imagine some do, but living here in this world is not. Yeah, it's if we truly saw what we're going through daily, we're going through a lot. So it's even if you don't see it, it's a lot of stuff that we're just like we're in the cooker basically, and it's on high. We're just if you don't see it, but it's cell phones, everything driving your car is not exactly the safest thing, and that's what we see, and think about stuff we're not seeing. So we're all brave to be here. And it's just it's not meant to be easy. Sometimes it is good to take a break, yeah, or take a long vacation, which I need. Jeez, but it all has its. But like as I was getting at, basically, is the more you just allow this stuff to come through too. Just not be afraid of it, and I don't think you have to meditate every day. Just like if you go by your senses, what is around you, just ask for healings, ask for assistance. Try the negativity is a blockage. So I mean, you're going to be negative here and there. It's just the way it is. But to clear that, to just feel like that you're opening up more, and that you're understanding all this basically. You feel like you're figuring this all out. It's a little bits here and there. It's a lot to figure out. Um, as for webcam getting all weird and technology's not working here and there, it's all connected to something. Disease and injuries all has a purpose somewhere. But it will. I mean, not to say we're gonna have all the answers, but basically become more sensitive to the fourth density energies over time, and you'll feel more what's going on. As for actually seeing beings, it depends. It does seem like it's kind of like a lockout right now, but not entirely. They're just not allowed to connect with us, at least physically. Spiritually, yes. Anyway, but physically, like being seen. It's just like if one's seen, I mean, there are areas obviously where they're allowed to be seen. But out in our deck of the woods, imagine if you're away from if you're away from people, it's probably fine. If you're just out in the middle of basically nowhere, but that doesn't always guarantee you're going to see anything there. But there's a possibility for near vortex or Sedona. Anything's possible, but like I was connecting to now, I've queered a lot earlier as we began, like the trees in space. There are beings called the vegans, VEGAN, I think it's called. Kind of like green people. They're like nature creatures, something like that. Or they're humanoid, but they're very much involved in nature. I don't know a whole lot about them. I've channeled them in the past, I believe. But what I'm feeling is more like elementals in space, basically. The keeper of the trees. Again, they just know how to cultivate worlds as they're built. Okay. They don't necessarily create the trees. They can call themselves tree people, but they're there to take care of them. That makes sense. So there are trees in space, the elementals in space, but they go to worlds like ours. Go to your Agartha or wherever it is, probably Agartha for our place at least, and assist nature. That's neat. Obviously, there is nature on ships also, of course, which is quite. I believe that's actually. I guess that's becoming more known because I don't believe a lot of beings would do that. I mean, a lot of them do, but I believe that's becoming more. But it's become more of the thing. Like for us, for when we do space travel, when that time comes, I imagine there will be nature on a ship. Definitely, it helps, keeps the mind clear. especially with manipulations. The more clear your mind is, the more you're less likely to be manipulated because you keep your energy up. So that has a lot to do with it. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, I guess we're getting a Galactic download or Galactic update. Uh, yeah, the Cabal energies, the shadow government, whatever you want to call them. Da, 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 da. They're playing humans for fools, as you can see. If you're watching good news, if you don't, it's fine. But yeah, more than usual, it's like showing us for the clowns that we are. People are falling for all of this. They kind of find that quite amusing. There is a way. There are quiet awakenings going on. Who's saying? Guides are saying this. Quiet awakenings. They want to see what humans do. You'll just know by your intuition. You'll just when you see humans being played like they are right now, major, especially with scandals, stuff like that, Monica Lewinsky, there's always something that we're not seeing, of course. Divert your attention to this. But it does also show to we're going to a big event also. Um, like with Monica Lewinsky, with Clinton. So that does seem like something's up. Interesting. Uh, like with that was what, 1990, 1998, whatever it was, going to 9/11. They had some stuff about Bin Laden. Not to say Bin Laden had anything to do with anything. He probably didn't. Doesn't really matter. Probably not. He wasn't perfect, but they had to blame somebody for it. But during that time, was it 2000 mostly when 9/11 was going on? So, but that was to get our attention, to get us, with the whole Monica Lewinsky thing, and then we go into a stolen election. It's just to keep us busy. In some ways, what I'm getting is that we're kind of going through that right now with the scandals. Not to say it's going to be an event, but not one that we'll see coming, basically, is what I'm getting. I don't think I'm not feeling that, but anything's possible. We're going towards an event. Anytime you see those type of scandal, something's going on that it's not on our radar. Not to put fear out there. Of course, you already know what's going on anyway. You got an idea. It does seem like, let's see here. When you do scandals like this, they're hiding something. As you pay attention to, right hand, the left is doing something else. So it does seem like they're going towards an event. Not to say it's going to be, I'm not sure what it is. It's going to be down the road, though, whatever it is. I don't believe it's financial. I'm not getting clear of anything right now. But there is an event coming. Great. No, I just got that. So, yeah, expect more scandals to pop in there, here and there. That's just, it's programming to get us. There's something that's going on they're not talking about. There does seem like there's some kind of threat going on. They're not talking about it. They're talking about these scandals and blah blah blah. So there is something. There is something going on that we're not picking up on. Obviously, they're not broadcasting until it happens. As usual, it does seem like it's a couple of months down the road. It might go away. It might not. I don't want to put fear out there, but. Of course, you can divert it. You can connect to it if you want. I'm not getting a whole lot of details of what this is, but yeah, it's not good. There's nothing catastrophe or anything like that, but I mean, yeah, they're showing me images of like what happened in France around that magazine that was posting about Buddha and stuff like that, or not Buddha, whatever his name was. So just to divert from that, if you can pick up on it, send it healing. But it does seem like there's an event on the way from what I'm picking up on. Usually I don't do stuff like that, but right now I'm picking up on it. So there there's something on the way. Not much. I mean, we can do something about it by tapping into it, sending it healing. Hopefully, we can divert whatever it is, but it doesn't seem very friendly from what I'm gathering. I'm, I believe it's already like known, but it's not being broadcast. I mean, they already know something's going on, but like the agencies aren't really talking to each other, like CIA, FBI, stuff like that. So, hope that doesn't. Yeah, you're just gonna pick up on stuff like that, but this time I am. Let's see here. I got London. Is it possible? Yeah, obviously London's going through it. Yeah, London. Okay, London has something to do with it, obviously. So yeah, that's not good. So I guess there's some kind of event that's building up right now that's not going to be pretty. But like I said, it's not going to be like 9/11 or anything like that. But yeah, unfortunately, it's what happened in London seems to be it's stirring up kind of like copycats, some cases like that from gathering. And it's not being broadcast like news wise, but it is something's going on. So, yikes. As for where, I'm not giving any details. I don't think it's France. I'm not giving any details of where. Um, Usually I don't get stuff like that. Apparently, whatever it is, it's pretty. Whatever it is, it's pretty big. Whatever it might be. Gosh, I hope it doesn't happen. Um, let's see here. Can you give me anything? No, they can't do anything. They can't give me too much because put myself in danger there. Let's see here. Basically, what all I'm getting is like it's from the Middle East. I mean, it's ISIS connected basically, and it's not good. It's some pretty big event too. Of course, they've had some in the past, but this one, whatever it is, it's not looking good. It seems like it's a couple months in the works. I mean, it's not going to happen anytime soon, from what I'm gathering. So, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but so yeah, send your light and divert it, whatever it might be, just so you can see it like a storm coming, and send your energy to it to divert it. But I'm saying it's like a dark cloud. I don't normally see stuff like this, as I've been saying 2 or 3 times. I'm kind of weirded out that I'm seeing it now, but because there's a lot of dark energies involved with it. Dracos, others, they're just. It does seem like they feel like humans just don't get it. Oh yeah, when events like that happen, it's like energy vampires. They like to suck your energy. Like when you get afraid, they suck from it. I think it's already been mentioned somewhere. So that's another reason why they do those things. And yeah, the aura vibration, but when you're scared or whatever, they just love that stuff. It's terrible. And we just can't figure that out. Well, we're not figuring out how to stop these things because we're living, the bag over our head, basically. So, unfortunately, some of these events do help people awaken. Not many, though. Yikes. That is not good stuff I'm getting. Jeez. I'm not sure where it's going to happen or anything like that. I just know there's intelligence agencies that know it's in the works. That's all they know. And they can't really stop it either. I don't think they have enough information on it. So hopefully something like that will be cleared out. Jeez. As you can tell, you can kind of see a buildup as it is, especially going to the summer. So, whatever it is, it's quite large. Yuck. So anyway, let's see what else. Well, let's see what else I can get from it. Yeah, I see a female. That's interesting. A female behind it. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, it has to do with London. identities changed around, fake identities basically. Uh, it does seem like a trail, like they are being watched, but they're not understood what's going on. So anyway, the reason they use a female because they're not usually not always watched all that much. They can get away with more things. The guys are usually watched. Of course, they're not watched very well, but they're usually wise on them, it's not on the females so much, especially if they don't have a record. So that's why they use them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because it's usually not. Usually it's it's different male female, but usually it's a male, I believe. But that's one way to get under the radar. Interesting. Um, yuck. All right, we'll leave that where it is. That'll close down. Just to send it light and jeez. Hope people learn from all this stuff. I mean, to awaken their minds a little bit more. But see, like that, as I'm connecting like that, anybody can do that. Okay, not everybody, but you can do it eventually. And that's the idea: is to open up more to divert us from these situations. I believe more people are going to become more sensitive to see these things. We're in a hard time right now because so many are just they're shut down. So so many are here are just closed up, and it's just. But they're all awakening here and there. Yeah. But it's still hard. It's like you see this stuff, you can't see it being avoided, but people aren't. No. Nope, not ready to let this. Not ready to see anything else beyond this reality. So. And even if you only see this reality, like I say, if you become more aware of what's going on, just the idea of knowing that we're not, we're not alone. They're here. We can't see them, but you can eventually. The time will come, and bring more positive energies, flushing all this junk out, basically, not being programmed by the television. Like some people watch the television, the news, and just get mad, angry, blah blah blah. If you don't just avoid it, just shut it out. You'll be fine. You'll see your, you'll be a lot better off because that's there to close you down. So, because all it is a negative machine. So the more you just step away from all that, then you can feel all these things around you and become more sensitive because the Earth itself is going to more of an awakening also. So it's not just us; we're assisting the Earth awakening. So it's just it's just hard. I mean, it's been hard in the past, obviously, but as you begin to see more and become more sensitive, it becomes harder for us because we become emotionally invested in it, and it's just. But I believe events like that can be diverted. It just takes. But some of these events, obviously, are there for lessons that need to be learned. Like like 2008. 2008 didn't happen with the financial crash. That helped me awaken. So, some things need to happen. But like with Bashar seeing like a financial meltdown, I don't see that. Even with whatever I'm seeing here, that's not it. I don't think so. It does seem like financiers are involved with it, but I don't see any financial calamity. I don't think so. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing an event. It's not pleasant. Yeah, it's in the works, obviously. Of course, it doesn't take much for it to just. What I'm feeling from it is just people just need to learn from it. Jeez. That sucks. And it has nothing to do about the timeline having to be healed and stuff like that. It's just our world, it's like peeling an orange. It's like it's opening up, And it's like what I'm getting though is like in some ways like opening up events is like certain events are going to happen here, just the way it is. But more knowledge of what's going on here truly will go with it. So Not to say it's going to be earth shattering. I don't see that. But you know, it doesn't matter. It's like little things are, you know, like what happened in London. You know, little things are still a big deal. I mean, that's just, you know, you don't want that to happen. But you know, just something small is just, you know. So, but yeah, it feels like just it's from what I'm gathering from it, it's just one event after the other. Not this, whatever this is. But it does seem like we're going into a Earth purge. Not to say we're going to be fully awakened. Well, we're working towards that. But it's like one thing after the other is going to, whatever it might be. It might not be a terrorism thing. It might be something else. Hopefully something else. But it does seem like one event after the other is going to is just turning our world open to become to help our senses see more. As for a full awakening, a lot of people are not ready for a full awakening. Uh, but even those that are aware of this stuff, are we fully ready to see it all? Not really. It takes us time to get used to all this too. We're still kind of figuring it all out. But from what it feels like, we are going into a more alien, spiritual aware world. It's just not going to happen quickly, but there are going to be events to happen to help it along. Still, things are going to be slow, but from what I'm gathering from certain events, I don't necessarily have to be terrorism, but whatever it is, certain things have to happen to wake some people. They it's like I need to be hit in the head to awaken, you know, stuff like that. Hopefully not physically, but you know, some people are hard headed and need to be awakened. So and they ask to be awakened also. It's like, you know, I'm a tough cookie. I need something to turn me around, you know, get me to see more. So I see other people doing this and I don't quite understand it. So I need to so it does seem like we're going into unknown times. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it's slow, but I do see a turn of events. Uh, like I said, summertime is usually, yeah, anything goes. Like let's see, with the financial situation was around September. I'm not seeing anything like that, but I am seeing things of, yeah. So whatever's going on in the government, they're hiding. Yeah, there's a lot of blah blah going on, at least in the U.S., even in other countries also. But like Russia seen as a villain, which is not. Yeah, they're all working together. It's like, what are you guys talking about? It's just hot air, basically. Like I said, they're covering stuff up. Uh, and those that are falling for it, well, that's their deal, are less likely to wake up quickly. They're just not ready for it. They're just invested. Some of them are economically invested, especially like with news organizations. You know, they make money. Somebody's making money off of it somehow. So, I don't know. Whatever is coming. I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but it's still it's like one thing is going to happen, and another, and another, and another. Not to say we're going to go into full awakening, nothing like that, but it is part of turning the key to our more of us becoming more aware of what's happening here. Um, yeah, this is midsummer, right? Or not even midsummer. No, haven't hit July yet. What am I feeling here? Jeez, no, I have no idea any of this was going to come up. Yeah, it just started. It started with what's going on in Washington. It sort of just led into something else. So uh, they're not fully aware of what's going on, of course not, because communication issues. With communication issues, which causes certain events, like in London, they weren't really paying attention. So it seems like it's the same thing. They are paying attention, but communication sucks. So when communication is not very good, some people slip through, and that's what seems like what's going on here, from what I'm gathering. So, like I said, like from what I'm gathering, it's like, okay, let's put it this way: it's like whatever this event is, I'm trying to have it at a 10. I believe by the time it happens, it'll be like a 4 or 2. So whatever it is, they're playing big, but I believe it's going to shrink itself down quite a bit. As for what the hell it is, I'm not giving a clue. I know I feel very bizarre right now, picking up on something like that. But like as I said, it's going to be one. Certain things are going to be happening. It does seem like in the next 6 months, a turn of events. You might feel more galactic presence around. um, just it's spiritual also of turning things around. Turning things. Just it's like they're going to sneak in disclosure. It's going to be a while, but it's like what are we able to handle? It's like they already know that, not much. So we can't even get along with each other. So you have that. So you're supposed to connect to aliens. Like good luck with that. But yeah, this is going to be something that's going to go on for a long time. But it does seem like it's more of a galactic energy field is what I'm feeling. And that might be the event. That might be it altogether. Um, but it does seem like more of a galactic energy here. Jeez. That I do feel. That's a lot more positive than the other one I was picking up on. Yeah, so basically, I believe like if anything happens here, whatever it is, at least in the next 6 months, feels like if you get like a galactic feeling Palladian or whatever it might be, it does seem like it's part of the galactic alliances are helping turning things around for us. Of course, we're not an easy world to deal with, obviously, but it does seem like we're going through a galactic awakening from my feeling. I understand this might take 1,000 years, but it does seem like there are the energy is a lot stronger here than they have been. More people are becoming more awake. Even the spiritual communities that are kind of not really ready for this, I believe even they will start. A lot of them are open. They'll start feeling it. So anyway, I'm feeling. I don't know. I'm feeling it. Let's put it that way. As for when it'll happen or anything, ships will come down. No time soon, but you never know. But it does seem like, from what I'm gathering right now, is like I don't use the word event, but for like between now and 6 months, you probably feel more of an alien vibration. If you have not already, it does seem like they're kicking things in. It does seem like they're pushing things a little bit more to our awakening. Like they're working with what they got. That's a closed-minded world, as you can tell. So they're working with us to help us see things more clearly in our that's what I'm feeling is. Like what Trump being there, you might not like him, you might think he's just whatever he might, but he is part of the change movement that's going on. I don't think he's aware of what's going on, but I do feel more of an alien. I really feel a lot. Now that's super positive. What I was feeling before, I don't know what the hell that was. Hopefully it's diverted. Oh, what's this stuff's around. Unfortunately, the ISIS and all that. It's just if you want to see a puppet show, that's a puppet show basically. But with the alien energy, I do feel that's like I said, it's going to be small stuff. Ships aren't going to be coming down. I don't see anything like that. We might feel more of an alien presence here and there. Not sure how that's going to work. Of course, I'm at a higher vibration. I'm not at work right now. But it does seem like, it's a gradual shift. Let's see here. What can you guys tell me? Anything. Basically, the energies right now. They've always been here, but you never really picked up on them. Here and there, not much. Here and there. The energies are going to change. That's the first, for those that are sensitive. That's the first round of basically just feeling differently, feeling like there's a presence. Nothing bad, not at all. Maybe not around, mostly around you. Yeah, they're ready to be. Like I said, if anything happens, like vegetation. That'd be interesting. Anything's possible. But from what I'm feeling, I didn't see any of this coming when I sat here. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure how to explain all this because I don't think there really is a way to explain it. But this feels like we're going into a more of an alien awareness. Those that are ready for it, basically. If you're ready for it, you'll probably feel it. Yeah, I mean, not to say you have to watch the news or anything like that, but it'll find you, basically. But you might feel more like the chemtrail stuff, being cleared out. You might feel more of that. You might feel more of a presence around those type of planes, stuff like that. But they're not going into any details at all. That's protect me mostly. All they can say would be super vague. They're just turning things up. It's like when people, they wait for us. They're not just like, oh, we're just going to land. They can't do that. They're waiting for us. More of us are just, we're not nitpicking on them or anything. We're just like, we're ready to grow up and ready to move to, high school, whatever you want to call it, whatever level you're going. From what I'm feeling, just it's more of we get more of a presence here. Little. If you want to know, you will know. If you don't, you won't. But then again, even there, you never know. Yeah, because even there, don't people usually feel weird? They don't know why. Well, that's part of it. So, yeah, I'm getting like watch the skies. Not to say I have to watch it all the time, but if you glance in the sky and you don't see anything there, there's probably something there. Yeah, if you have a feeling looking up, there's a reason behind it. Obviously, it just seems like more people become more sensitive to what's happening. Oh my God, not to worry about the cabal. They're not. Don't worry about that. Yeah, because it seemed like even like the cabal, they can they can manipulate you all you want. They have most of the world under their finger. When you become awakened, I don't feel like they might intimidate you, but to an extent, like when you're awakening process. But after that, they don't really care. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do to you? They're not gonna do anything. Yeah, they have most of the world under their finger right now, anyway. So even those that go to those UFO events, I imagine some of them are scared. The idea is not to be scared. I imagine some of them are. They don't understand what's going on. They don't figure it out. So there's nothing to worry about. Like I said, I don't see any ships landing or anything. But I do see, like, if you're sensitive, it does seem like it'll come and go. But expect some waves of something. Alien presence. They might go into more detail tomorrow. Obviously, if some of you are lucid dreaming and you just feel like something's going on, something's up, that's basically what this is. Like I said, it's going to be super gradual. Because, last thing you want to do is make people afraid that are in the 3D world. They don't want to scare them at all. It's super. Like if you're going to Disney, you got your kids, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to scare, all of a sudden, hey, look, we're a bunch of reptilians. How's it going? Everybody be running. They don't want that. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. It's just because I can picture people going to the beach and just want to live their life, whatever. And then we're connected to motherships and whatever else that's out there. The duck people or whoever is out there, you know what I mean? So it's got to be gradual. It's got to be really, but it does. I don't know. Just if you're looking for information, I imagine it will come to you eventually. It seemed like there was a lock, like a hold for a while, but it seems like some of it, whatever it is, that's like conversations that were going on. It seems like a lot of it, they've resolved a lot of decisions to be made here, is what I'm gathering. Ashtar Command, a lot of these, whoever, Galactic Federation, like whatever, everybody, it seems like they're making agreements here, and I don't know. I felt like a heavy presence here. Jeez, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's just okay. Like with the third density, think of okay. This is what they're saying. It's like okay, you're connecting to your aliens, connecting to spirit guides. That's fine. Um, you're wanting to better yourself, basically. Not be under control, not be a puppet anymore, and just be with your higher self. And that's great. A lot of people aren't doing that, as you can tell. They don't believe in their guides. They don't believe in anything. So in that case, they're going to experience what they're here to experience. Not to say that people are awakened will not experience it either. Most likely, if you experience like a negative event, there's a reason for it. Obviously, you have to be a part of it for some reason. But the third density environment is like the play must go on, and this is their. It's like this is their stew that they made for themselves, and it's just part of their process. Um, it's like here's door number 3, whatever, the exit door. You can go through there, and that's basically becoming aware of your guides or whatever. You give you all kinds of chances. You don't do it, that's okay. There's no wrong here. You're not being wrong at all. It's just that's a process that you feel comfortable with. So, in that said, you're still in the play, and then the play. Well, the play has a lot of Washington news, blah blah blah. It has all that stuff. So it's just part of the. Oh, we didn't see that happen. Well, some of us are seeing it happen, but nobody's listening to us. So you know what I mean. So it's like, I want to say is like more you become aware of what's going on, you almost get divided to. You already know this to third density already. I think it's going to become more apparent over time. More you become just disconnected. It's slow, obviously. I always have to say that because a lot of people want fast, which I understand. Uh, but when you look at the environment, it's like slow is probably the best way. As hard as it is, ugh. But it's like more those that are awake. It takes time for those that are awakened to become more. It does seem like eventually you'll be known. Eventually, it takes time for that to happen. But the third density show must go on. Basically, is where I'm getting at. And with the third density show, they have to experience what they have to experience, and it's not pretty, unfortunately. And then again, not to say when you become more awakened, it's pretty at all because now you get harassed by everybody. It's not. Things were all crazy, so you got that to deal with. So like over time, as more people become more aware of their guides and things of that sort, groups maybe. This might be way in the future what I'm picking up on, but communities become more well known, and it takes a while for it to happen, of course. Jeez. Okay. But seems like we're going into a dawn of a new age for sure. So yeah, basically if they're you okay. Yeah. Depending on where you are spiritually, if you might not be looking into this type of stuff. Doesn't either way. Your door is open usually for the most part. You might feel certain events on their way. I think some already do that. Well, I think that's going to become more, not just with me, but with others. Because usually I don't pick up on world event stuff. From what I'm gathering, it's going to become more sensitive to that type of stuff. It'll some ways force white workers to say stuff and then be heard. And that kind of like a coming out. It's like, oh, wait, now everybody knows I can do this stuff. You know what I mean? It's like a coming out of your spiritual, whatever it is that you're connected to. So we're going into, well, that's where we're heading. So basically, yeah, what I'm getting is that the more awakened you are, the more in time you'll start feeling stuff here and there. You'll get more sensitive. You'll get more understanding of the timelines, not just yours, the world timeline here and there, ever so slightly. Not something that's going to happen really rapidly, not at all. Seen between now and 6 months. I don't know why they say that. Just now and 6 months. Basically, it's just to give you kind of like a time frame. I don't know. They're just saying that for some. I don't know why they're saying it. Just who knows? Yeah, mark your calendar. Anyway, just seem like if you're sending healing to the world, it's like I just want a more positive world. I want this negative stuff happening. For you, that's good, but it seems like for others that are in the third density environment, because we're all in third density, but we're not exactly living the third density timeline exactly. You want to go to a more positive timeline, right? Well, some people are going to more of the negatives, the junk, as you watch the news and stuff like that, or your vibration. So there are timelines within timelines, obviously, and we're just I just seem like more people. It takes time to become more sensitive. You're just going to receive a message from what I'm gathering. You're just going to get. I don't know where this is coming from, but yada yada yada. This event. I don't know when it's going to happen, but we'll send our prayers and hopefully it doesn't happen. That type of thing. It does seem like that more of that's going to happen. How do you think we awaken? That's cool. That's good. That's what we're looking for, right? That's what we're looking for. So that's what I'm getting for those that are, um, you know, not to say go look for it. I guess you can if you want. But like when you're sending a positive vibration to the world, as you want peace, and you do, and I believe when you do that, you will just become more sensitive to the environment that you're in. That you just read things, so stuff will just come through. So, like, if you don't want that to come through, I don't think it will. But some people, it's just they're calling, they're here to do that. So you might feel certain events coming, and just either say something on Facebook or whatever. Some of these people might not be aware. Yeah, I have no idea. They'll just show up and just say, "I'm not sure where this message is coming from, but send your love to Canada or where or somewhere." And that type of stuff is what I'm feeling. That is basically, like I said, it'll be over time. It's fascinating. That's interesting. That was a new that's part, as I said, of the ascension process. That's the ascension basically. You connect more with the world. You know, most people here are super negative, as you can tell. It's just the way it is. Society, money, whatever. And a lot of people are going to disconnect from a lot of that and connect to their guides and just connect to whatever it is that brings happiness to them, basically. And it takes a while to shed all that stuff. It takes a while to unplug from it. And when you're unplugging, you just see things for the better of humankind, of course. This is all for the betterment of us. These negative events have their purpose. Learning, there's a lot of lessons to be learned in all those situations. But as you awaken, yeah, tests come, of course. As you become more aware of what things are going on around, you're going to hear backlash here and there. That's the way it goes. But from what I'm feeling, that's the direction we're going in. Just people becoming more sensitive to the Earth environment, which is nice. That feels good. I mean, it feels also like, oh man, it's all part of growing up, basically. It's a benefit. It's the betterment of everyone. It's just a benefit. It's just the betterment of, it's like you want to see your aliens, and that's fine, but we gotta change for us to see them. So we have to go through all this, crap, basically. Feel like you're in a movie. Well, pretty much. I mean, what do you think they're based on? Based on weirdness. Uh, so a lot of this stuff's going to be forging along. That's fascinating. So, like that negative event, I want to just mention that again. There's always going to be something here, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So you can always say for the best of the outcome, the best of those involved with it. We send our love to you, connect in astral, connect to them in astral if you want. It's like, we'll help you any way we can. It's like, you have to go through this test, but it's like, like the betterment of humanity is to avoid these situations, but some situations can't be avoided. That's what I'm saying. So, and you'll just see stuff like that here and there. Just the way it is. It sucks. But that's part of our awakening. Reaching out. People see you in astral. You might say, hey, wait, I saw that person in a dream, blah, blah, blah. That's our awakening process. It's just, we've been shut down for a long time, and it's just, so it's a gradual, so basically, a lot of this has to do with, you see the world is now, and when the time is for you to cross over, when your time is done here, it's going to be a lot different from what I'm feeling. I mean, it's not going to be, ships landing, who knows? I'll leave that open, but people become more aware of what's going on. It's just, it's like, what are they, everybody's different. It's like, what can I handle? What can I, what can I, a lot of people here are stubborn, obviously. So what makes them happy to see themselves? It's like, how do you get somebody to see themselves for what is around them and everything? So, anyway. All right, I think I've chatted way too much. But anyway, that was fascinating. Wasn't seeing any of that. I came here did not know what was going to come. So, positive messages for everybody. Yeah, have a great weekend. Stay safe and keep connecting. Message from Mother Earth. Yeah, you're basically seeing what she goes through all the time, basically. Yeah. That's part of the ascension process. You're also clearing a lot of stuff from her. A lot of people are doing that already. You're clearing a lot of what she sees, and she helps avoid a lot of problems also. So, I think, as you connect more with the planet, with the spiritual directions, you'll feel like there are things you don't want to see, but a lot of it is for the better of. It's just the way it is. It's all part of the lesson plan here. So, all right, blessings all. Thank you for putting up with all that. So that was quite fascinating. Didn't see any of that coming. So, all right. Have a great night. Hopefully it was educational. Yeah, it was certainly a mind twister for me, that's for sure. Whatever. Jeez. So anyway, that was basically a message from the spirit world, basically. It's all part of our ascension process, basically. A spiritual boot camp, you can say. All right, take care, everyone, and have a great night.